Hello and welcome, listener, from wherever you're listening this episode from. It's Gumzo Open Source Podcast, and today we are back to our old ways of reviewing enterprise software that is open source. I'm delighted to say that we are reviewing Vtiger CRM, a customer relationship management system. And the motivation has been it's a CRM that has come from a forked another CRM, went ahead and developed a decent piece of application, and then they decided to pivot and go the cloud way for the sake of monetizing. And they have done it so well because their current offering at the premium level, they have incorporated even AI. So it seems it's a software that, as much as it had roots in open source, they have tried to catch up with current trends, good software practices. Nonetheless, we decided to look into the free, self-hostable open source community version that they have currently, that has a license or copyright running from year 2004 to 2014. So that is what we're going to be looking at. Welcome. We hope you enjoy. We hope that you learn something, gain some value, or even embrace an open source software that you can use for your business in regards to customer relationship management. So without further ado, let me introduce the sections that we'll be looking at. The first one will be a brief history of Vtiger CRM. Then we will look at the open source journey that they have taken. Then a high level review of the functionalities the CRM has. And eventually we end by looking at the software distribution model that has been embraced by Vtiger CRM. I hope that you enjoy. My name is Francis Mwangi from Gumzo Open Source Podcast. Welcome. So let's talk about Vtiger's open source journey and functionalities at a high level. Now, Vtiger's open source roots fostered a strong community of developers and users. The community continues to contribute to the platform's development, although looking at what they're offering on GitHub, unless they have a different repository, it's all laced with Sugar CRM's content. I have not seen, I went to the GitHub repository, tried to inspect it, but all I could see even in the documentation is related to Sugar CRM. So I don't know how serious they are, or probably if you have the repository for open source version of Vtiger CRM, you could drop us a comment. It still runs on Sugar public license, version 1.12 SPL, consisting of the Mozilla public license version 1.1. That did not send a very good message for me as a reviewer of open source projects. The open source nature really allows for customization and integration with other tools, making it adaptable to specific business needs. However, users might find the open source version lacking in features and support compared to the paid CRM solutions. And we will see when we try to just have a quick peek at what they're offering on the cloud. Has support even for AI. Now, if you are truly committed to open source, there are features you'd really avail on your community accessible version, because add-ons like AI, those are things you could offer them at a basic level, but at another level, which would be advanced, you say you have to have a paid subscription to access this. But saying blankly, even the UX, UI is way behind as compared to what you have on the cloud, then that sends a wrong message in regards to an open source product. Because open source is meant to be free, code has to be accessible. You can find other ways of monetizing if you want to really truly remain open source. For example, donations from the community, you get sponsors on board. But then today we are focused on their open source offering, and we will look at the high level product review in regards to functionalities. Now, Vtiger offers a robust set of CRM functionalities, including Salesforce automation, marketing automation, and customer support. They are quite huge in those three that I've mentioned: marketing, sales, support. And when we introspect the solution from the inside, you see there are other modules such as inventory, projects, and tools. Tools are basically the setups that would allow you to effectively integrate this system with other systems or develop setups for this system to run optimally. And we will say that. But let's begin with marketing. So for marketing, you can see that we have campaigns, leads, contacts, organizations. So for those of you who will access the podcast, the audio podcast version, you may not be able to see what I'm saying, but we are highlighting the features of Vtiger CRM, and we are saying it offers opportunities for you to handle marketing activities, sales activities, customer support activities, inventory activities, basic project management. And I'll have something to say about their project management module here. So we've mentioned about marketing. For sales, they offer facilities to manage opportunities, quotes, products, services, SMS notifier, contacts in organization. And a theme that will be common across all modules will be the contacts and organizations. So for support, you have ability to manage tickets, frequently asked questions, FAQs, service contracts, assets, SMS notifier, contacts, organizations. For inventory, you can manage products, and products will cut across sales and inventory, because there are activities in sales that will serve to adjust the products in your inventory. So for inventory, you can manage products, services, price books, invoices, sales orders, purchase orders, vendors, contacts, and finally organizations. For projects, you can manage projects, you can manage project tasks, project milestones, contacts, and organizations. For tools, you have email templating, RSS feeds, ability to manage your sites, which is basically an entry of URLs that regards to the sites you're affiliated to, the websites. Then recycle bin, there's a PBX manager. So I'll begin with marketing, and let's just go to the main dashboard, and then we can go to the main menu on the left. So for marketing, the CRM has done really well, and I have to say that for marketing, sales, and inventory, it's a super solution. Any small and medium enterprise should get in on this free, self-hostable, open source CRM, because there's no need for you on your beginning to try and be overly elaborate. And all the data that you generate and input in this particular system is directly one-to-one lift and shift migratable to their SaaS version. So it would make a lot of sense. The only thing you might need to do is to have capacity to deploy this on a server, and probably the cost that will be involved would be the cost of probably buying a VPS, a virtual private server, buying a domain, subscribing to an SSL service, and everything else would probably be free, because it runs on PHP, which is free. You can download an Nginx web server, and you get going, and it uses an MySQL database or Postgres. So for marketing, this is where we are. You can manage your campaigns, you can manage your leads, your contacts, and organizations. So let's just have a look at campaigns. So ideally, a campaign will have a campaign name, a campaign type. And let's just open one form. So you can see here you have campaign name, campaign status, the product you're trying to promote. And you can even add. The good thing with this drop down, I've noticed with any drop down, most of them in Vtiger CRM, they allow you to add to that particular setup on the fly. So you have a date, you have target size, all the basic must-have fields for a campaign to run. So that is the nature of the form, and you'll notice for usability, any field that has an asterisk, it basically means it's mandatory. So I'll go back to the dashboard, and I'll talk about the dashboard when I finish up this episode. So for marketing, you can manage campaigns, leads, contacts, and organizations. For sales, opportunities, you can manage the opportunities. This is where you add your opportunities and manage them and update them accordingly. Quotes, products, services, SMS notifier. This is an integration. Will require a gateway integration to an SMS gateway service. Contacts and organization. So you realize contacts will be more like the starting point of cultivating a customer. So this could be anyone that your business encounters and considers them to be someone who can be cultivated from a potential to a lead. So this is let me just click on this, add contact, so that we can get the context. So the names, the lead source. So you can see a cold call. Was the source a cold call, an existing customer, self-generated, employee, partner, public relations, direct mail. So you can see this is an entity that the business has some sort of relationship with, and this would be the basic unit for interactions across the CRM. So the contact is a vital entity in the life cycle of any CRM, and the way Vtiger has done it is extremely good, and I can see all the fields that you'd really in for a contact are there, unless you felt you needed to customize this. And for an open source solution, it will be very easy for you to add necessary fields, of course with some thoughts and considerations. So I'll go to, again, for sales, we have completed that. Then we have inventory. So inventory will manage for you products, services, prices, invoices, sales orders, purchase orders, and these are quite critical. In major ERPs, you'll find sales orders, purchase orders, and mostly sale orders. When a sale order is fulfilled, eventually an invoice will be generated. And there are integrations that I have seen. When a sales order is generated from the CRM, then that particular record is integrated using a web service to the main ERP. So that now the ERP can handle invoicing, posting, that kind of thing, right? So you have vendors, you can manage vendors in here, contacts and organization. So for support, you'll have ticketing. These are support tickets. Let me just click on that. And you can see from URL that the module is help desk, right? So basically it's a CRM that has a help desk. This function is quite critical. In fact, there are some organizations which have onboarded CRMs on the very necessity of managing user complaints to have a feel of what it is. So the title, this could be the issue now, or the support ticket in itself. It could be a complaint, it could be anything. So the organization. So you imagine you are a service provider and partner organization raises an issue and says our integration is faulty. Let's say you offer digital signature services. So you might come here and note digital or electronic e-signature gateway outage, something like that. That could be a title, then organization or the name. So if you don't have an organization, you could add. So you see how you populate your setups. And I could say here Gumzo Technologies, primary phone number, card. So when I do reviews, I sometimes like to get my hands dirty so that the user doesn't seem to feel this is a fictitious idea that we are selling. We are not even selling, we're just educating that there's free open source software that you could make use of. So let's proceed. Gumzo. So you should save. And you have an option. This is a quite brief form, and you can see the validation. Very interesting. So you can decide to go the full hog and fill in the entire form. But what they do whenever you are in a different module and you need to quickly populate a setup, they give you just a brief form that has the necessary information you need for that particular entity to exist. So I could save that, and you can see, and this has been populated. So this is how it behaves for all other setups that are in the system. So this is the help desk. I have an opportunity to do a resolution down here to describe the detail. Status. So the status is open. Anything that is mandatory option. This is the priority. Say hi and save. So that's how tickets are done, and you can see now it gives you the card for that particular issue. It's quite comprehensive, and as I said, the three functionalities, for marketing, sales, inventory, and support. Sorry, those are four. Are quite comprehensive. So imagine for a help desk, it will have all these details, and then it has these particular tabs, updates. So if anything changes in that particular ticket, you'll see it. Any activities that have taken place in the course of resolving these, any documents that have been attached, services that have been rendered, service contracts, a project that has come out of this or related to this, and any comments or emails. So that was just a way to demonstrate how Vtiger looks like, even though there will be users who will critique this if they compare it to the SaaS version, and they'll say it has a better UI UX. But I mean, you're paying for that. For this, it's free software that you can use as an entity that is looking to cut cost, or you're just in the beginning of your journey. So the other thing I would want to showcase is on settings. So on settings we have user management. So they have embraced something called role-based access. So a user could have a role, and that role would be assigned a profile that has various permissions. So you can see under privileges, you can assign privileges directly to the role, or you can assign privileges from existing profiles. So you can have or batch privileges and call that a profile. So an administrator will be a profile that has particular permissions, or you can directly change and say, I want to assign privileges directly, and then you'll have this kind of a matrix that shows you the modules and the permissions that are available. You can even go for each module. You can go at field level and you say what kind of fields that are read-only for this particular role that you allow the role to write, and which ones will be invisible. So for me, this was one great feature that speaks to security, to policy, to governance, and I felt this really sold it for me, because you really look at the governance side of things, and most solutions do not cater for that, but they have gone the full way and decided to just even allow field level permissions by the admin. So that's number one. The compliance bit for this particular software is out of 10, I give it a 10. Then you have profiles. Now this, we said you could create distinct profiles and assign them permissions, then assign those profiles to roles, right? So for example, for a guest, let me just drill down on that. You can see how a guest is treated, the kind of permissions they have and those they don't have. Most likely a guest will have most view permissions, but in terms of creating entities, editing, updating, and even at a field level, it becomes a bit difficult for them to obtain those rights. Now, you also have a login history. So if you need to audit how accounts have logged in, how many sessions have been created over time, you could view that. You could even create groups of users, so you can have a team setting, a marketing group, a support group, and you can assign various responsibilities to these groups. Module management, you can have, that's okay, I'm not doing it. But the interesting bit is workflows. So I've not seen many open source tools that have such a comprehensive workflow module. So this is what now defines, under certain conditions, what action takes place and what triggers it, and what is the frequency of triggering this. So you can see, for example, we have update inventory products on every sale. That's a workflow event. So it says every time conditions are met. And what conditions are those? All not applicable. Any subject does not contain, not. So I can click on this workflow. So let us have a look at this. right? That we can get the context. So the workflow update, the workflow name is update product on every save. Description, update inventory product on every save. Target module, invoice. So when you save an invoice, update that particular inventory record. We say trigger on invoice updated includes condition. Recurrence every time conditions are met. Right? So this workflow was created in the loop. Conditions created in older loop cannot be edited. You can choose to recreate conditions or use existing conditions without changing. Use existing conditions. Save. So workflow actions. So you can see invoke custom function. Yes. So basically, this is saying that when this condition is met, then behave in such a manner automatically. So this is where now the bit of automation comes in. Without a workflow, it's very difficult for you to automate. So we have workflows for send email when notify owner is true, send email when user when notify owner is true. Let me see. For example, for tickets, you can see ticket creation from portal, send email to record owner and contact. Right? Send email to contact or ticket update. So there's a bunch of workflows here, even for purchase orders. So you can see update inventory products on every save. So it's basically saying that every time a purchase order has been saved, update the inventory. So that would mean probably when we validate a purchase order, then the inventory has to be adjusted. So comments added from CRM, send email to contact, the contact is total user. So this is the bit where automation comes in, and I really wanted to show that. Then we have scheduler. So scheduler are jobs that keep on running on the background in Linux while they are called daemons. This is basically services that run in the background executing a particular task within a particular frequency. It could be every 2 hours, every 12 noon. So I wanted to show, the last thing I wanted to show was reports. So go back to the homepage, the dashboard. So on the dashboard, so on the top ribbon of the menu, you have search. So you can search anything in this particular search. It has a drop down. So you can search the modules you are interested in. And I'll just go back for context purposes in the dashboard. So from there, you can also add. This is a user experience kind of utility called a quick create. So if I wanted to create a lead extremely fast, or a campaign or a contact, I don't have to go to the menu and search where are the contacts, right? So I just come to quick create and select what I need to add as soon as possible, and I can add that. And the good thing is that it doesn't take me away from my dashboard. So if it's an opportunity I want to create, if I click on it, then I have that model and I have an option. This has all the mandatory fields, and I have an option also to go to the full form. If I go to the full form, then it opens the whole thing, right? So you can see there's a breadcrumb also. I'm under opportunities, adding new. So you can go back to the home page, or even without going back to the home page. You see, this is a model. You can scroll and you can cancel it, and it takes you back to where you are, right? So they have a comprehensive calendar. After the quick add, after the quick create, there's a calendar which is very comprehensive. Right? For instance, today is on Tuesday, and I could say at 2 p.m. Status planned has a call. So anyone in sales, anyone in marketing, a calendar is what you thrive on, right? To follow up meetings and everything. So I say meeting with internet service provider, and 2 p.m. say 2:45 to 6 p.m. PM. This should be also PM automatically, and I could save that. So it creates that. So I could have a date view. If I scroll down, so you can see where it is. So they have a very robust calendar. So weekly view. See where it is. That's the calendar. You can even have a monthly view. This is what you have in, basically, like your Outlook has a calendar. You have the same view. So I love the calendar in itself. Then we have reports. This is the other critical thing. In any system whatsoever, if you do not have reports, no matter how aesthetically pleasing it is, reports is the one element that helps you in making decisions, in having observability in your system. So for a free system, having all these kinds of reports that revolve around the marketing end of things, the sales end of things, the inventory side of things, and support end of things. For me, that is something that I rated, that made me rate the system in an overall capacity out of 10. I'll give it a 7. And that is extremely high based on the reports that I saw. In a business, you'll need all these kinds of reports. You can pull them in a short span of time. So you can see under all reports. So we have activity reports. Last month's activities, this month's activities. So you could drill down on one. You can see something like this, and all reports will have conditions or filters, so that you can filter what you have. And then the other thing is that you can print, you can export as CSVs, you can export as an Excel. So that is quite critical. Then you can go to campaign reports. So campaign expectations and actuals. You can go to email reports. So contact email report, accounts email reports, leads email reports, vendor email reports. You can go to invoice reports, invoice detailed report. You could click on that. So for me, there's nothing here, but that's a very good report for business. Then you could go to leads report, leads by source. So let's click on that and see whether we have something. We don't have something there, but it's also cool. Then leads status report. So we don't have anything there. Go back to more, so you can see now And the more you begin now to have the core business reports, the opportunities reports, the organization and the contract report. So here you have products report, purchase orders reports, quotes reports, sales and orders report, tickets reports. So if you want to scan, you can just click all reports and search by the report name. So let's say we needed to do potential pipeline report, which should talk to opportunities. So you can see you're able to have a look at that. Click at that particular report, and you can view what you want to see. And again, there are usually conditions that you can add to a report set by a particular field. Let's say you want to filter by amount, you can do that. And my currency here is Kenyan shillings because that is what I've set up when I was setting up my organization. And essentially, that is Vtiger CRM for you in a nutshell. So one thing I do not want to forget is the customizable dashboard that you have. All these things. This dashboard was empty. There was nothing. But what you'll notice, I have an add widget action here that you can add anything that you feel you'd want to view at a glance whenever you log into your system. That would help you in making decisions or appreciating your current state of business at that particular point in time. You can add it on your dashboard. So for example, for me, I've added sales funnel, I've added a history of basically all events that I have been involved in. You can view that. Then, and you can see in a span of recording this video, already it has logged. It says it has logged. I have added Gumzo technologies. I have added e-signature gateway. This is a ticket. I have added a calendar event. Added meeting with ISP. Right. Then there are key metrics. Open. You can see I have added one ticket already. Prospect amount. So those are type of leads whom we prospect to do business with. Hot leads, potentially won. Creating a branding strategy, open quotes. Then you have top opportunities. We have none right now. Open tickets. You can see I have one. Opportunities, all. You can see the opportunities that I have added there. So sales pipeline, you can see. So what is in the pipeline? Perception analysis. Leads by source. You can see that, and you can add as many things as you want. For example, total revenue. Let me see. I could add that. Where has it gone? Revenue by person. So this is also something I've added. If I have sales, multiple sales persons, the CRM will help me at a glance to tell who are my top sales earners, right? So I love the dashboard because it's configurable effortlessly, and what you've seen are all the key critical core components in CRM, and that is what you would want to see in CRM. I do not know if you do not have a CRM why you don't have it. It helps you in regards to your relationships with your customers, to appreciate what is working and what's not working, where you're gaining traction and where you're not doing anything. So CRM is quite an essential tool to have for any business. So That's all, ladies and gentlemen. I trust I've added value to your perception of customer relationship management systems, and I believe I've also shared a tool if you never knew of a free open source feature-rich CRM. Then you have an opportunity now to go ahead and look at Vtiger. So as I promised, I'm going to discuss about the nature in which software are distributed, and we have two models, and I'll speak to where Vtiger comes in. We have a freemium and open source model. So the freemium software model and open source software are two distinct approaches to software distribution, but they share some underlying philosophies. So let us break them down. So number one, we have a freemium software model, where a basic version of a software product is offered for free, while charging a premium for additional features such as storage and other functionalities. It's a popular strategy for attracting a large user base and converting a portion of those into paying customers. So let's go to, and we could give examples. For instance, we have a popular solution like Zoom. So Zoom will offer a free tier, Zoom for video conferencing. It will offer a free tier, but then free meetings will have a limit of, let's say, 45 minutes. So if you have a paid for license, then you are able to access things like unlimited minutes. You can hold long meetings there. And then you have a feature like something like another product like Dropbox. It has a free storage with upgrade options. And we have another system, that an open source system actually, that will be profiling soon, called Open Projects, that it has a free tier of functionalities which are open source, but then there are features that are premium. Let's say for instance, adding teams or sharing, adding team members, you need to basically upgrade your subscription or get a license. Then let's go to open source software and just have a look at that particular model. In open source software, it makes the source code of the software freely available for everyone to inspect, modify, and distribute. This fosters collaboration among developers who can contribute improvements and build upon the core code base. For instance, Linux operating system, Vtiger CRM, that we have just discussed, the free and self-hosted version, you can view the code actually. But for SaaS, I don't think you can because they are protecting those features. And also many browsers like Firefox and the original Chromium browser. So what's the relationship between freemium and open source? Freemium and open source are not directly related, but can sometimes coexist. Some open source projects might offer a freemium model, providing a basic open source version and a premium feature for a fee. However, not all open source software is freemium. Many open source projects are completely free to use and modify with no paid tiers. So how does Vtiger fit in all this talk of distribution models? Now, Vtiger employs a dual distribution model that combines elements of open source and freemium approaches. Open source Vtiger CRM, the Community Edition. In fact, when you have open source solutions that have two distinct models, such as open source and freemium, they'll offer a community edition and then a paid for edition, right? So the community edition of Vtiger offers core functionalities of Vtiger CRM for free. The source code is publicly available, allowing for customization and integration by developers. It's ideal for businesses seeking a cost-effective CRM solution with flexibility to adapt to their specific needs. As I have just shown, the 4 critical functionalities of a CRM. So we've talked about the marketing, sales, inventory, and support. Those are the core critical functionalities of a CRM, and they are free of charge when you use the community edition of Vtiger. So what about the freemium Vtiger CRM? Now, that is called OnePilot. The freemium Vtiger CRM. The subscription itself is called OnePilot. So this free cloud-based version provides a basic set of CRM features, primarily focused on sales pipeline management. It serves as an entry point for businesses to actually get acquainted with Vtiger and potentially upgrade to a paid plan for additional functionalities such as AI support, unrestricted record entry in the system. So essentially, Vtiger offers a free open source foundation with a freemium layer on top. So this caters for a wider audience. So businesses with technical expertise, such as developers and DevOps guys, can leverage the open source version for maximum control and customization. On the other hand, businesses seeking a user-friendly cloud-based solution with a basic CRM functionality can utilize the OnePilot plan with options to upgrade to other premium functionalities. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I end this episode hoping that we have added value to you as a person, as an enterprise, so that you can appreciate CRMs and know that there are free open source options available right there. Till next time, my name's Francis Mwangi from Gumzo Open Source Podcast. I'm profoundly grateful for your time.